though, boy oh boy. Oh man! To throw a blanket over them. But it's battle stations, white flag comes out. She's on for young and old, this one.
Has he got the job done? Looks like he has on the inside.
The pace is electric out in front.
Righto, so these guys will get all lined up very shortly. Sun's starting to be a bit of a factor in this as well. It's not so bad during the summer months and actually going down the back straight. They usually get a face full of sun, but luckily it's over the pretty much directly opposite the commentary box here, which is halfway down the back straight, well front straight, but it's on the halfway down the back straight. It's about the only place they get any sun, which is got to be fantastic. So getting ready to line up now. The 89 machine of Jason Smith now gets into his position. 91 car of Andy Erskine on his outside. Matt Anderson, fantastic form he's been showing as of late as well. 19 Jamie Duff on the outside of him, and then back one spot Daniel McKinnell. They'll start to get revved up and ready to go. Racing is what we'll do. Righto, so who's got it going into turn 1 and 2? 89 Jason Smith's a little bit cautious here, and that's allowed the 91 car of Andy Erskine a bit of an opportunity to get a break over the 19 car of Jamie Duff. Here comes a bit of a fast charge from the 16 car of Matt Anderson now as they come past us to complete lap number 1, making their way up into turn 1 and 2 now. 91 Andy Erskine's got about half of a car length over the 19 car of Jamie Duff. And behind Duff, the 89 car of Jason Smith's now being passed on the inside by 16 Matt Anderson as they go past to complete lap number 2. Back behind them, about 10 off the pace, is the 27 car of Daniel McKinnell now. Right up is the 15 car Steve Duff Jr., then 4 Kyle Shearing. There's about another 2 off the pace, 10 back behind him. We'll see the 8 car of Monarangi now. Up to the front we go, coming out of turn 2. It is, of course, on lap number 3 on 12. 19 Jamie Duff's now shot into the lead, opened up about 25-30 car lengths back to the 91 car of Andy Erskine now. Duff just at a 13.45 second lap versus a 14.52 by Andy Erskine. Erskine just been passed on the inside by 16 car of Matt Anderson, who's got a bit of a charge going on as well. 89 Jason Smith's on the tail of the car of 91 Andy Erskine now as they come past us to complete lap number 5 now. Up the front though, and the Duff man's already caught up on some lap traffic in the form of the 6 car of Richard Tyler. The 9 car of Aaron Cleveland made a bit of a mistake coming out of turn 4 and spun himself around. He's about to be caught up by 19 Jamie Duff as well as they head down the back straight. Back in second spot, Matt Anderson. He's about a length to the back straight, back in second spot down the inside of Richard Tyler. He's just gone now as well. 1 spot back, 89 Jason Smith would be your next place car from 91 Andy Erskine. 27 of course it is the car of Daniel McKinnell's about 4 off the pace. He's still having a great battle with the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. That went a wee bit too high, going up into turn number 2 now. 4 Kyle Shearing would be there or thereabouts, and we've got a big gap back to the 8 of Monarangi, and behind them 46 Paddy North, 73 Sean Ashton, and then we go back even further behind them too, and we'll see the 9 car of Aaron Cleveland, and right at the tail end of the field it is Richard Tyler. 19 Duff, he's going up into turn 3, starting to get up behind the car of 9 Aaron Cleveland now, up about way up the straight into turn 3 and 4, now into 1 and 2, gives it a nice speed flick, trying to work around the outside, but Cleveland's just shut the door on him now as he makes his way up into 3 and 4, and back behind him still the 16 car of Matt He's just got the two turners to the left to go now. Up into 3 and 4. Here he comes. Jamie Duff. Right up nice and high. He'll get the chicken flag for the first one here for the South Island Sprint Car Championships. Back behind him, we will see the 16 car of Matt Anderson, then the 89 car of Jason Smith with a very good third spot. And behind him, 91 Andy Erskine, then the 27 of Daniel McKinnon, 15 it is Steve Duff Jr. for Kyle Shearing. And behind Shearing, we'll see the 8 of Connor Orangi, then 46 Paddy North, 73 Sean Ashton, the 9 car of Aaron Cleveland, and rounding out those 12 cars will be the 16 car of Whitu Taiwa. Well, there we go. A fantastic run. 3 cars in the 13 bracket, and one of them come on pretty strong later on. That was the 89 car of Jason Smith in his last lap at a 13.97, which is not bad considering Jamie Duff at 14.16. So 19 Jamie Duff, fastest lap for the race earlier on in the piece, a 13.45. Back in second spot, the 16 of Matt Anderson with a 13.92, and in third spot, 89 Jason Smith with a 13.94. 91 Andy Erskine was fourth, rounding up the top 5, the 27 car of Daniel McKinnon with a 14.58. Race 1 for the sprint cars. Race 2, it's up next here at Central Motor Speedway. So we go with, this is heat number 1 for groups number 2 and 3 for the South Island Sprint Car Championships, making their way out onto the grid now. And we will have the Coors Light 75 car Chris Gerard that will line up on grid number 1. And grid number 2, the 64, it is the Sky Farmers Aviation car with Matt Honeywell. In grid number 3, the 88, the Edge Parts Performance car of Jason Scott. And then we'll have the grid 4, the 22 car of Simon Rita. In grid number 5, the 98 car, the Hydrogen car of Mark Evans, obviously his issue last night on the terminal, and he's back out on the track, which is good to see. And then we've got the Real Steel 96 car for the car with Riverside Speedway. That is, of course, Ross McKinnon, which is actual Daniel's old man, so good to see him out there as well. In grid number 7, we'll see the 9 car, the Bassett Transport sponsored car of Nathan Aspel. And then in grid number 8, the 11 machine will be our next car. Now this guy was bloody impressive last night, I must say. And that is a Rodney Portior. What a fantastic 7 times World Jet Sprint champion. So this man certainly knows what winning's all about, and come out in a sprint car was absolutely impressive to watch. 53 machine, that of course is Ray Bourne and his son's car. And too sure if Ray's too happy about giving the Triple X back, that's for sure. It seems to be going far better for him than what his own machine does. And of course Ray's driving in the 53, he's got Avon Insurance Brokers that look after him, and of course Advanced Panel on Paint as well. The 83 machine, Greg T, so I did see Edge Parts performance on his machine. And then we have the 44 car, is supposed to be out there as well. Not sure if he is, I can see him, so it is. Oh, there we go. Great to see him here, Daniel Anderson, and the Ranch Bar and Grill sponsored car, wherever he is, I can't see him. I'm blinded by his son at the moment. Here he is over the back straight heading into turn 3, so great to have Daniel here. Hasn't done too much racing this season apart from the big ones. And right on the outside of him, Dyers Road ITM sponsored car 92, Caleb Brooks. Caleb having a couple of issues last night as well, so great to see that his car is back out and ready to go as well. So, of course, usually our 44-man Daniel Anderson heads off to the United States of America over the course of the winter months here and gets a few laps around Canada there in America, and so always comes back pretty well dialed in, had a lot more seat time than what most people have, but we'll see how he's going to pan out with not having too much seat time over the last couple of weeks. Righto, so the 75 machine of Chris Gerard, looking after the front row. As we said before, 64 Matt Honeywell, the Sky Farmers Aviation machine there. He'll get into his work pretty quickly as well. They should let them go this time round. The lights are off. The white chalk lines down on turn number 4. Let's do it. Let's go racing. Righto. It's going to be Matt Honeywell that's got the bigger ones going into turn 1 and 2, and he'll sort himself out. Opens up a couple of layer gaps. Back to the 75 car of Chris Gerard now. 96 Ross McKinnell, bit of smoke poking out of the back of his. Nothing major though, just a bit of overfill there. And he'll make his way up to the third spot pretty quickly. And behind him, the 88 car of Jason Scott starting to get the edge parts performance car performing quite nicely now as he comes off turn number 2, heads down the back straight. Jason Ross McKinnell having a wee look down the inside now. About 5 or 6 back, we'll see the 98 car of Mark Evans, and behind Evans the 9 car of Nathan Essel's having a great wee battle with 53 Ray Ward, who started off further down the track now, and behind him the 83 of Greg Teese would be next from 44 Daniel Anderson, and behind him 92 Caleb Brooks from 11 Rodney Boyle, and then the 22 car of Simon Rita brings up the final spot at the tail end of the field. Up the front, turn 3 is where we're at. 64 Matt Honeywell is 44 Daniel Anderson pulls his car to the infield now. He's parked her up. It is, of course, 64 Matt Honeywell that's still leading the charge after four laps down. Back behind him, we'll see the 75 car of Chris Gerard that's got about 8 or 9 to make up back in that second spot now. One back behind him, it looks like the car of 96 Ross McKinnell taking it nice and easy as the 88 car of Jason Scott. He's having a wee duck down the inside. The 6-time South Island Sprint Car champion in the form of the 88 machine makes his way up into turn 3 and 4. He's trying to find a way around McKinnell, can't quite make it stick at the moment. A big gap back, 83 Teese would be your next place car, and behind him 10 back, 98 Mark Evans. Right up his dip is the 9 car of Nathan Estel. A 1 spot back, about 3 or 4 is the 53 machine. He's doing a pretty good job too. That's Ray Bourne. Well, let's go front side, and Matt Honeywell has been caught up with by the 75 car of Chris Gerard now. He gets it a wee bit closer. Fastest lap coming into this one. It was, of course, a 14.00. Last lap from Matt Honeywell, 14.56. But Chris Gerard's did a 13 bracket. He clocked out a 13.85. You can see him getting visually quite a lot closer now. He's got his car up nice and high. He's going to have a wee look around the outside of the 64 car, Matt Honeywell. Wrong time to get some lap traffic. Oh, he's going to hit the wall. Well, he's going to keep it going though. 22 Simon Rita. He became a bit of a victim there from these guys that are pushing hard, and it looks like it might have just done a wee bit of impact damage on the 64 car. He's scrubbed off a wee bit of speed now, but they still keep going. So it should be a white flag out this time round for the 75 car. Chris Gerard, a good try from him. Here it comes, 1 to go. Simon Rita, he's just circulating around trying to stay out of the road. As we look for our front running car, he's got 2 turns left to go. 75, Chris Gerard. We're in turn 3 and 4 is where we're at. And here he comes now, folks. Checkered flag drop for the 75 car, Chris Gerard. Back in second spot, Matt Honeywell. In behind him, Woodfield should be the 88 car of Jason Scott, which it was. A lot of smoke out of the back of the 83 car of Teese, who has crossed the line in next spot. Then we go back to the 98 car of Mark Evans, who was in 5th. 6th was the 9 of Nathan Astle. 7th, the 53 of Ray Bourne. 8th, the 92 of Caleb Brooks. 9th was 11 of Rodney Boyle, and 10th, the 22 car of Simon Rita. But there we go, folks. 75, Chris Gerard, fastest lap. He left the best till last. A 13.85 takes the win here for heat number 1 for group number 2 and 3. Back in second spot, the 64 Matt Honeywell, and in third, the 88 car of Jason Scott. Fourth, the car of Cody Teese, and the 83 car, and rounding out the top 5 was the 98 car of Mark Evans. clerk of the course will give them the one more lap to go signal, and that's exactly what he's going to do. The man down there will get some chalk on that track, and of course Speedway New Zealand, minus Speedway New Zealand officials will be keeping an eye on that line. If they don't cross the line at the same time, she's a restart. End of story. Righto, 15, Steve Duff Jr. 2/3, 2 weekends in a row. Can he get on the podium for the South Island Sprint Car Championships? Well, my guess is probably he should and would. Let's see what he can do. Big boys down the back, literally. 88, Jason Scott. He's got a bit of work to do. Let's see what he can do. Let's go racing here at Central Motor Speedway. Off and away they go. 15 car, Steve Duff Jr. goes straight to the lead up into that middle part of the track. He will go now. Everybody else gets through. Looks like no, Aaron Cleveland's having a few issues. Jason Scott's had to battle to go around the outside of him now. Lost a wee bit of momentum doing it as well. Up the front though, the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr.'s already opened up about 10 car lengths back to the 73 car of Sean Ashton now. Ashton's got about 10 back to the 8 of Connor Rangi. Then we've got a half a length back. 46 Paddy North would be in behind him. Another 3 back to the 4 car of Kyle Shearing. And behind him, 2 back, 64 of Matt Honeywell would be your next place machine in the 75 car of Chris Gerard, starting to carve his way up through the field there as well. Matt Honeywell down on the inside. 98 Mark Evans has come to a bit of a spin out thing going on out in the middle of the field. He's had to stop right on the infield, so he's parked it right up just nicely actually as we look for our front running car, which is the 15 machine of Steve Duff Jr. Goes across the start finish line, clocks out at 14.14 now. Back in second spot, the 73 car of Sean Ashton would be in behind him. Then we go back one to the 8 car of Connor Rangi. He's done a great job back in third spot, but he's about full length to the front, straight back in that third spot though. About 10 and behind him, the core 4 car of Kyle Shearing running up on the high line, up between turn 1 and 2. Following him rounds the 75 car of Chris Gerard, and then back one spot, 46 Paddy North's about 8 behind him now. Lap number 5 has just been clocked out by the 15 car. Absolute lap 6 is what we're up to now, and the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. is doing a great job up the front there at the moment. 73 Sean Ashton still holding off that second spot. In behind them, big gap back, it will be of course the 8 car of Connor Rangi, who's got a wee bit of a buffer of about 10 car lengths back to the 4 of Kyle Shearing. Another 2 and behind him, 75 Chris Gerard, back one spot, 10 off the pace. 46 car of Paddy North would be your next place machine from 64. The Sky Farmers Aviation car of Matt Honeywell being pushed hard by 88 Jason Scott. Scott goes high, Matt Honeywell's, he's protecting that line the best he can as they make their way down the back straight, and we've clicked out up onto lap number 9 now. Fastest lap, 14.14. Fastest man on the track, 14.13. 73, Sean Ashton. He's holding off that second spot, and he's not making too much of an impact on the 15 car of Duff Jr., who's just caught up behind some lap traffic as he makes his way up into 1 and 2 now. As a wee sniff down the inside of the 22 car of Simon Rita. He has a wee run push going through 3 and 4. He'll get through now, puts himself up and puts the 22 car down a lap now. White flags come out for the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. He's got this one beautifully dialed in now. He's up on turn number 3 and 4. He'll come round and get the chicken flag this time round. 15, Steve Duff Jr. takes the win from the 73 car of Sean Ashton. In behind him we'll see the 8 car of Connor Rangi with a fantastic drive for Kyle Shearing just over the 75 car of Chris Gerard. Then a 6 spot 88 Jason Scott from 746 Paddy North. 8th was a 64 car of Matt Honeywell. 9th was a 9 of Aaron Cleveland, and rounding up the top 10 we will see the 96 car of Ross McKinnell. What a run for the 15 car Steve Duff Jr. Fastest lap, 14.14 for him. Another 2.1 seconds in behind him. It was the 73 car of Sean Ashton. He did a 14.13. He was the quicker of the two, but he's 2.5 seconds, just about 2.5 seconds back in that next spot. In third was the 8th of Connor Rangi. He did a 14.48, so he's in a good 14-second bracket as well. Fourth was the 4 of Kyle Shearing, and rounding up the top 5, it was the 75 car of Chris Gerard. That, of course, was heat number 2 for Group 4 versus Group 2. Duff go straight to the infield, so maybe those oil issues are a little bit more of a problem than we thought. Doesn't want to risk an engine. Having a look at the car, Jamie's gotten out of the car. That's not a good sign, usually that's game over. He's looking at something. Right, the 11T of Rodney Poyal is off the front. 7-time World Jet Sprinting Champion. On his outside, we'll see the 9 car of Nathan Astle, ex-Black Cap cricketer. Everybody says it, so I might as well join the bandwagon. 83 out there is Greg Teese, obviously off the top part of his, is on the outside is the 53 machine, and that is the car of Ray Bourne. Back behind them, we'll see the Dyers Road ITM car of Caleb Brooks on his outside. Showtime, Jason Smith. The 89 machine is out there as well, contracted to the Nelson Club. And then one row back was supposed to be Jamie Duff, but he's not going to be starting in grid in position number 9. But in grid position number 10, another youngster that's had a fantastic run over the last season or so. It's the 16 of Matt Anderson, lives in Dunedin, contracts to Cromwell. And then 650 tyre on the ITM sponsored machine, and right at the back of the field, another youngster coming through as well and doing a fantastic job. He's certainly getting to grips with this sprint car pretty quickly, as young Daniel McKinnell. So watch him as a name in the future. If anybody wants to chuck a fair bit of money at him, I think he's a sure thing to back. As a person that would be fantastic as the years go by. Green flag is up, chalk lines down, everybody's ready. Heat number 2 for Group 3 and Group 1 here at the South Island Sprint Car Championships for 2016-17. We got a green, and we're up and underway. Who's going to push their way through? Up the front, 53, Ray Bourne's got a goodie, and looks like 96, Ross McKinnell, sorry, that's 44, Daniel Anderson, my apologies, has got himself up in the 3rd spot. So whatever problems he had with the car in that first one, clearly it's got itself all sorted out. We've got a yellow out already, and I can see that's 92, Caleb Brooks. It's parked his car up. That 83 machine certainly got a smoking problem at the moment. Should really stub it out on the ashtray. It's not good for the 83 machine. So that smoked in the last race. I wonder if there's a little bit more problem with the machine. Sometimes you get a lot of smoke out of the side of these things, but it's really just simply an overfill problem, and they just burn it off, throw it out the breather, and you do see a bit of smoke, and usually just sort of, as the race goes on, they stop smoking. But it's a bit of a concern when it keeps smoking throughout the whole race, and usually it's not too far after that you get a bit of a knock going on. So there we go, the 83 machine pulls to the infield as well, so we're 2 down, and we haven't even really started the race yet. So up the front, they'll go back to the original starting positions under Midas Speedway New Zealand rules. You must have completed 1 lap to be classed as a race. They did not complete that lap, so they'll go back to the original start positions right now. So you'll see Rodney Poyal up the front, Lever the 9 car, beside him Nathan Astle. Green flag is up. We should be good to go. Racing. Righto. So Nathan Astle gets a better start this time, and not so good a start. Oh, Rodney Poyal's been pushed to the infield, but he's managed to hang on to it. So a good bit of driving from him, just about got clobbered by the 44 car of Daniel Anderson. So it's a bit of a repeat of last time. The only difference is Nathan Astle got off, and he's up and underway now. He'll go and get about 2 car lengths over the 53 car of Ray Bourne now as they start to spread out, heading down the back straight now. And behind him, the 44 car of Daniel Anderson would be holding off that 3rd spot at the moment. 1 spot back, Rodney Poyal will be in that next place there. And then 1 back and behind him, about 5 or 6 backs, the 91 car of Andy Erskine. There are 3 wide though coming out of turn 2. And it looks like Jason Smith might have gained that spot. And 16, Matt Anderson's trying to wee crack on the inside of the 91 car of Andy Erskine now as he comes off turn 4. Looks like he might get that spot as well. Gives it a nice wee flick, comes out of there, gets the power down. Erskine's going to look for the inside line, but can't quite get it now as we look for our front running car. Lap number 4 has just been clocked out by the 9 car of Nathan Astle, who did a 14.56. Fastest man on the track knows the man that's in behind him, 14.38 with Ray Bourne, but Jason Smith's actually the fastest man on the track at the moment. currently sitting in fifth with a 14.16 second lap, so you can see him starting to close up pretty quickly in the 11 car as he comes out of turn 2 now, lines it up for the back straight with 6 laps due to be clicked over now as our leader comes across the start-finish line. 9, the Bassica Transport sponsored car of Nathan Astle looks like coming out of turn 2, still holding on for quite a good lead. Back to our second place car of 53, it's Ray Moore. Back behind them, 44, Daniel Anderson's got a nice wee high line. Here comes Jason Smith down the inside of the 11 car of Rodney Poyol now as he makes his way up into 1 and 2. Backs out of it a wee bit. Poyol goes a little bit too wide. Jason Smith's going to try and capitalise on that. Heads down the back straight, right up his dip. Gives him a bit of a nudge just about there. As he comes off turn number 4 with 9 laps. We're coming into lap number 9 now, and it is the 9, Nathan Astle. He's opened it up even more now, give him about 15 car lengths back to the 53 car of Ray Bourne. Another 2 and behind him, 44 car of Daniel Anderson. Forget the rest, so too far away. 11, Rodney Poyol, he's been pushed all the way by the 89 car of Jason Smith. Closing up pretty quickly is the 16 of Matt Anderson. Fedu Tai was thereabouts, and then the 91 car of Andy Erskine. Then do we go back to Daniel McKinnell, and right at the tail end of the field, we'll see the 92 car of Caleb Brooks now. Up the front, up onto turn number 3 and 4. We're going to see a white flag come out this time round for Nathan Astle. This will be a good win for him. Clocks it into 1 and 2, gives it a nice wee flick. 2 turns left to go for Astle now as he goes up nice and high up into turn 3 and 4. It's going to be a good win here. Jason Smith's made an error and he's parked himself up into the infield, which is a bit of a shame for him. But 9, Nathan Astle will take the win in second spot. It will be the 53 car of Ray Bourne. 44, Daniel Anderson nearly got him. Then back behind him, it'll be Rodney Poyol in that 4th spot. 5th spot was the 16 car, Matt Anderson. Then 6th, the 91 car of Andy Erskine. Then 27, Daniel McKinnell. 8th was the 92 of Caleb Brooks. 9th was the 6th of Fedu Taiwa. And the 10th place car did not finish, Jason Smith, right up there on turn number 3 and 4. I'm not sure what happened there. Quite obviously missed that one. But what a run for 9, Nathan Astle. Fastest lap, a 14.18. Second fastest lap of the race. The fastest man for that one was a 14.14, but it's no good when you finish on the infield for the 89 car of Jason Smith. 53, Ray Bourne to hold off a nice comfortable second spot with a 14.24. Fastest lap. In third, the 44 car Daniel Anderson with a 14.15 up there with the best of the best. And 4th was the 11 N car Rodney Poyol, and he did a 14.50. And 5th spot, 16 car Matt Anderson, some 6-7 seconds behind the leader though, but he did a 14.52. That was, of course, Heat 2, Group 3 versus Group 1. Okay, folks. Yes, we are going into heat number 3 for Group 1 versus Group 2. I'm sure just that's deja vu. I think you must have said that before. So it is going to be the 96 car, the real steel car of Ross McKinnell will be on grid number 1 on his outside, the ITM 6T car, Fedu Taiwa. In grid 3, the 98, the Hydrolink machine of Mark Evans on his outside, the 27 machine of Dory car of Daniel McKinnell. In grid position number 5, the 22 of Simon Retta. In grid number 6, scratched, it is of course the 19 car, Concup machine is out. In grid number 7, it's the 88 machine, Edge Parts Performance car of Jason Scott, and then Fairview car of 16, Matt Anderson. In grid number 9, the 64, the Sky Farmers Aviation car of Matt Honeywell. And grid number 10, the 91 car of Andy Erskine. And he's got Erskine Construction on the side of his machine. In grid number 11, the 75 car, which is Chris Gerard, Coors Light, looking after him. And in grid number 12, it is the 89 car, and that is, of course, Jason Smith. No major issues, I don't believe, with Jason Smith's car. So fantastic to have these guys, and also the key sponsor for the 16-17 season, Heavy Tracks Hire and the 5 Stags Bar and Restaurant. Big thanks to those guys. Let's do it. Let's go green for this one here at Central Motor Speedway. The 96 car of Ross McKinnell will get the good wee start behind him now. 98 Mark Evans gets into his work as well. Wee bit of a squash down further through the field there. Looks like 91 Andy Erskine. Look at Matt Anderson. He just flew out the whole lot of those guys. We've been later under brakes, and he's managed to get himself round as well. So let's have a bit of a count up the front there. 96 Rob. They've got some cars that have come together, and and it looks like it might be Fitu Taiwa, 22 Simon Rita, so it's all down the back of the field. 75 Chris Gerardi's been very lucky tonight. However, they did complete one lap, so it'll be a single file restart for the this heat. But that is Fitu Taiwa that's parked up on turn 1 and 2. Over to the back straight we go. 96 Ross McKinnell leads it from 98 Mark Evans. Ready to get going. Daniel McKinnell back in third spot. Let's do it. Racing now. Let's go. Righto. 96 Ross McKinnell. Into it he goes. 98 Mark Evans has a wee sniff. Look at Jason Scott right around the outside of everybody. So he's found the line that seems to be working for him. He's challenging Matt Anderson for that third spot at the moment in the 16 machine. So they'll get that lap all completed now. Looks like though Jason Scott's found a really high line and he's going to go around the outside of 98. Look at him go. He's got that thing nailed in and looks like the crew have got it nailed in beautifully in this one now. He moves himself up to second spot quite rapidly now. 96 Ross McKinnell still leads the charge though. He gives it out of turn number 2, heads down the back straight. We're 3 laps into it now. Jason Scott's having a great big battle with the 16 car of Matt Anderson now as they start to settle themselves down. Back behind them about 15 off the pace. We'll see our 98 car of Mark Evans. And behind Evans, the 27 car of Daniel McKinnell's up into turn 1 and 2 now. Behind him about 5 backs, the 91 of Andy Erskine, another 3 or 4 back behind him. Looks like we're going to see the next place car of 64, Matt Honeywell. Let's go back up the front though. And still it looks like it's Jason Scott now that's taken over the lead. So Scotty in the Edge Parts Performance machine seems to have found a second gear in this machine. Comes past us and leads the race up into 1 and 2. He will go. He's already opened up about 10 car lengths back to the 96 real steel car of Ross McKinnell. Back 1 spot, about 4 backs the 16 car of Matt Anderson now. And behind them, big gap back, pretty much half a length to the back straight, back to the 98 car of Mark Evans is about to get a bit of a catch up from the 27, the Civil and Science sponsored car of Daniel McKinnell. McKinnell gets real close, going out on turn number 2, but looks like Mark Evans has got it sorted out now. Back behind them we'll see the 91 car of Andy Erskine. Then we got 64 Matt Honeywell, and then further back at Simon Rita, and then looks like Jason Smith's quite happy just to stay back and out of trouble right at the tail end of the field. Let's go back up the front. Scotty, he's clocked out to lap number 9. He's into lap number 10 now. He goes up nice and high, coming out of turn 2, heads it down the back straight, up into 3 and 4 now. Looks like Scotty's got this one in the bag at the stage, as long as there's no major problems for him. 16 Matt Anderson's quite comfortably back in that second spot. He's got a bit of a break away from the 97. We've got some cars around, and it was Jason Smith and the 22 car Simon Rita right down the back of the field is where that issue is. But Jason Scott is certainly the one that's doing the job. Okay, so Jason Scott, fastest lap from him, a 14.21, fastest man on the track as well. And that was, of course, they did complete 9 laps before that yellow came on. Next best laps of 14.77, Matt Anderson, and then everything else gets a little bit hairy-scary from there into the 15s. Jason Smith's clocked out a 14-second, but he did earlier on, and he seems to be losing a little bit of speed there. Looks like they're leaving the lap traffic in there in the form of Fitu Taiwa in the 6 car. Matt Anderson's got a great thing going on there, Fairview, looking after him. Just another man with a reasonable budget. It'll be interesting to see what he could do. He's come through the ranks of the Speedway and of course campaigned a saloon car, a Falcon, BA Falcon saloon car. And then also had a bit of a play with a midget, 6-shooter, and then he's jumped into the sprint car. So he's done a fantastic job of getting that thing up the front. In most meetings we've attended, green gets dropped. 88 Jason Scott, he'll start off from where he left off. 96 car Ross McKinnell's got into that mode of heading into second spot and puts Matt Anderson back into that third position now. 98 Mark Evans is keeping it nice and tidy. Look at the 27 car of Daniel McKinnell. He's got around the outside of a couple of guys as well, and he's starting to push Mark Evans for that 4th spot now. Wee bit of busy further down the field. They've all come out of it. I'm not sure how. 75 Chris Gerard, and 89 Jason Smith. Oh, Smith, there he goes, he's up and over, up into turn 3. That'll bring a red out. We're on our white flag lap as well. Okay folks, so 88 Jason Scott heads the field up on turn 3 and 4. Getting ready to go for the restart, yellows off. Crash crew, fantastic job of removing the 89 car. Let's do it, racing. Jason Scott's got to be careful here. Matt Anderson's having a wee sneak. All the guys have got through, but Jason's responded pretty quickly. He puts himself up there. White flag will come out this time round. There it goes there, white flag, 1 to go. Already opened up about 10 car lengths back to the 16 of Matt Anderson. Back behind them, 96 Ross McKinnell has got 98 Mark Evans. So whatever issue Evans had, they got it sort of back out again. But here it goes, 88 Jason Scott takes the win of the Edge Parts Performance car. Back in second, 16 Matt Anderson. Then the 96 car, Ross McKinnell, 98 Mark Evans. And behind him it will be the next place car of 64 Matt Honeywell. In 6th spot, 27 Daniel McKinnell. 7th was the 91 of Andy Erskine. 8th, 75 Chris Gerard. 9th was the 6th of Fiji Taiwa, and that was the way that they'll finish DNF there for the 22 and also for the 89 car. Jason Scott fastest lap, 14.21. Righto, so they'll get them gridded up now. Mark of the course will put them into their respective grid position. 73 Sean Ashton will start off grid position number 1. 92 Caleb Brooks off 2. Grid 3 the 9 car of Aaron Cleveland. Now he's not out there, so he's out for the night by the looks of things. At grid 4 the 44 of Daniel Anderson. Grid 5 46 Paddy North. Grid 6 the 83 obviously parked up as well. Grid 7 the 4 of Kyle Shearing. Grid 8 53 Ray Ball. Grid 9 15 Steve Duff Jr. Grid 10 11 of Rodney Boyle. Grid number 11, the 8 car is out there, of course, and then I think that's Connor Ringy, and then the other one out there is the 9 car of Nathan Astle. So Nathan's got a wee bit of work to do in this one. Green flag is up. Let's get ready to do it here at Central Motor Speedway for the final heat race, group number 3 versus group number 4, before we'll see the feature. Let's do it, racing we go. Righto, so up the front, it is going to be the 73 car. Sean Ashton gets a wee bit of a buffer now as he heads his way down the back straight. Back in behind him, the 92 car of Caleb Brooks holds off that 3rd spot. Then 1 spot back in behind him, 44 Daniel Anderson to go around the outside of the 53 car of Ray Bourne. Bourne's not going to give it up without a bit of a fight here. Looks like Anderson was looking to go pretty high. He's got the speed on. Look at him go as he makes his way up into 3rd spot. So he's getting that power down to the ground quite nicely now as well. Let's go back up to the front though. And it is the 73 car of Sean Ashton that leads the charge now. Back in behind him, we'll see our next place car of 92 Caleb Brooks there. We've got 44 Daniel Anderson that's moved up into 2nd spot. 92 Caleb Brooks is hanging on for dear life as the 53 car of Ray Bourne's looking to go down the inside of him. Oh, just a bit of touchy-feely. They're up between 1 and 2, but he's managed to get it stayed in the straight direction now. So that now puts Ray Bourne up into that 3rd spot. Back behind them, 92 Caleb Brooks would be there. 46 Paddy North holds off that 5th spot at the moment. Right up his dip, those the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. just gone around the outside of the 4th car of Kyle Shearing, so he's starting to make his way up through the field as well. He's got lap number 5, he's just completed. Into lap 6 they will go. And still leading it, it is of course the car of the complete automotive machine of 73. Sean Ashton goes across the start finish line. He just knocked out a 14.78 second lap now. Back in behind him, Daniel Anderson's just done a 14.89, and he's starting to got a wee bit of work to do to catch up to him. Oh no, Nathan Astle's just hit the wall, and there's a lot of smoke coming out of the side of his machine, so he's lucky to be still going in the right direction as well. Back up the front we go. And it's still 73, Sean Ashton that leads the charge. 44, Daniel Anderson still holds off that 2nd spot. They're getting up pretty high, trying to find that push, that high line up on the top part of the track now. Back behind them, it's of course the 53 car of Ray Bourne. Caleb Brooks still holding off. 46 Paddy North is about 2 or 3 back of that next spot now. Another 8 back off the pace. We'll see the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr.'s got 4 of Kyle Shearing behind him now. 1 back behind them is of course the car, the next place car of Connor Ringy. who's hanging in there in the Vernon and Vasey truck parts sponsor machine. Let's go back up the front, and not too many laps left to go for these guys, maybe another couple. And we're into lap number 10, so we'll see 11, sorry, we'll see the white flag come out this next time round. Look at Daniel Anderson. Oh boy, right round the outside he went, and he's put himself up to that first spot with 1 lap left to go. It is the white. He had the biggest set of bits and pieces I've seen in a while to go round up pretty high. He's found something upstairs, and he's got that thing dialed in. 44, Daniel Anderson will take the win. In second spot, the 73 is Sean Ashton. Then we go back behind them, it will be the 53, and that is the car of Ray Bourne. And then the 11 of Rodney Coyle. No, he'll be left down, so it'll be the 46 of Paddy North. 15 car of Kyle Shearing, and then we go back in the 8th spot, the 8-9, sorry, 50 car Steve Duff. 7th spot was the 4 of Kyle Shearing, 8th was the 8 of Conor Rangi, 9th was the 9 car of Nathan Astle, and rounding out the top 10 is the 11 car of Rodney Boyle. So Daniel Anderson with the last gasp attempt up the top part of the track on 3 and 4, 14.31 second lap, and that was enough to secure him the win. Down the back straight, yellows have gone off. This is it. This is where we're going to have 25 laps of complete mayhem as the guys in the sprint cars make their way up into turn 3 and 4. Jason Scott, points leader Matt Anderson into this, has got the outside line. Can he do it round the outside of Jason Scott? We watch Jason Scott do it to him. Let's do it. Let's go racing. Matt Anderson, big jump on the outside. He'll go up into 1 and 2. Jason Scott's having a wee look down the inside straight away, but he can't quite make it stick. Those two head off into the distance now. Back in behind them, 15, Steve Duff Jr.'s just quite happy to poke around in 3rd spot. Already opened up about 4 or 5 car lengths back to our next place car of 53, Ray Bourne. Back 1 spot, we'll see our next place car. Looks like it's going to be the 44 car of Daniel Anderson. It's got quite a bit of speed. Ducks down the inside of the 53 car. Ray Bourne now coming off turn number 4. Go past us in the control tower. Lap number 2's been completed now into lap number 3 now as they head down the back straight. It is of course the 16 car, the Fairview Fiberglass, Fairview Queenstown sponsored car of Matt Anderson goes across the start finish line and starts on lap number 4 now. The fastest lap for him, 14.28. Fastest man on the track, 14.22. Steve Duff Jr.'s now made his way up into 2nd spot. He's got past the car of 88 Jason Scott now. Looks like Duff got a little bit too wide going out of turn 4. Scrubs off a bit of speed. 88 Jason Scott now gets a wee bit closer as they start to head down the back straight. 44 Daniel Anderson, he's about 10 or 15 back in that 4th spot, about the same distance back. We'll see the 53 car of Ray Bourne that's got no answer for them at the moment. And behind them we'll see our next place car, which is the 75 of Chris Gerard. 73 Sean Ashton would be back at 1 spot, then 64 Matt Honeywell, the 4 of Kyle Shearing, then we got 8 Conor Rangi, and then behind him the 27 car of Daniel McKinnell. Let's go front side, and it is the 15 car, Steve Duff Jr. Jason Scott's now caught up to him as they start to get battling for that 2nd and 3rd spot. Can Jason make a bit of an impact on the inside running here? They're side by side. It's going to be pretty tight going into 1 and 2. Jason Scott gets his way through on the 15 car of course Steve Duff Jr. Right up his back door is the 44 car of Daniel Anderson. Anderson's having a wee look down the inside going up between turn 3 and 4. Roberts racing, folks. He's got that 44 car dialed in. Looks to go try and go around the inside. Gets it a wee bit high and drifts out wide, so he's right up the diff of the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. Jason Scott's got a bit of a break. He's starting to track down the 16 car of Matt Anderson as he goes up nice and high. Matt Anderson, here comes Jason Scott. He's got it down to about 8 car lengths now as he heads down the back straight up into turn 3 and 4. Matt Anderson's gone pretty high, as has Jason Scott. These two are chasing each other pretty hard here. The 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. He's contending with Rodney Poyal. Look at 44 Daniel Anderson. He's gone right round the outside. The 15 car's shut off that place for him though, and he gets a bit of a defensive line coming out of turn 3 and 4. Oh, Daniel Anderson's clipped the wall. He's bounced back off it. He's still carrying on. Let's hope there's no damage back done to that back right-hand tyre as he still manages to sustain a fair bit of speed as well. Let's have a look at our lap times. 14.19, Matt Anderson. 14.19, Jason Scott. Very similar lap times. Jason Scott's just that wee bit quicker that last lap. A 15.21 versus a 15.04 now. Jason Scott's getting noticeably quicker to the 16 car of Matt Anderson. We are about to start lap number 13. So we're over just about halfway. We are halfway there as they make their way down the back straight. It is still 16 Matt Anderson, still some lap traffic. Looks like just up above them is the 91 car of Andy Erskine. Matt Anderson's going to go low on him. Jason Scott's looking to go the same line. Andy Erskine's given the car of 16 Matt Anderson a bit of a favour there as Jason Scott's going to try and find a way around him. Jason goes nice and high. He comes off turn 4, gets round Erskine. Here comes 15 Steve Duff Jr. He's starting to get up behind those two up the front as well. Scott just about hits the wall coming off turn number 2. He manages to hang on to it. 15 down. This will be lap number 16. They're about to start on lap number 17, sorry. It's been a good race from the start. No yellows at this stage. Let's have a look up 2 and 3 and 4. And still, Matt Anderson. Jason Scott's closed it down to about 3 car lengths. This is where the action is. And behind him, 15, Steve Duff Jr. Here comes Jason Scott. Scott makes a bit of an attempt down the inside, doesn't make it stick. Here, scrubbed up a bit of speed. Matt Anderson's there, still holds off that 88 car. Here comes Steve Duff Jr., the 15 car. What can he do from here? He's right, he's into the side of Scott and he's put himself and backed it into the wall. Jason Scott was about to go round. Oh, he's going to have another crack at looks like... Oh, I tell you, what a race. Jason Scott was about to go round up on turn 1 and 2 and Steve Duff Jr. literally just, well, he had nowhere to go and just give it a wee bit of a nudge. Car got the right setup for the last part of the track. Everybody's up as diff now. There's no two ways about that. Let's see if he can hang on. Let's go racing and off and away we go. So he's up into turn 1 and 2. 50. Oh, Steve Duff Jr. finds the wall again, but this time he manages to hang on to it, and that's allowed the 44 car of Daniel. Oh, we got one into the wall. That might have been Connor Rangi in the 8 car. But he's managed to keep it going as well. So that wall, that track's proving to be a little bit more slippery now. 16, Matt Anderson settles into his work and he's pretty good right there. Oh, 75, Chris Gerard's got some problems as well. It looks like he might duck down and come to the infield now. Up the front we go, and it's the 16 car, 44 Daniel Anderson, like I said, watch him around the outside. He's just gone around the outside of the 16 car of Matt Anderson now to put himself up into that first spot. Back in second spot, we'll see Matt Anderson. He's about to be challenged by the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. Duff Jr. gives it a nice wee flick going up into 1 and 2. He's right up the div of the 16 machine. It'll be lap number 21 as they come across the start finish line has been completed now. We're into lap number 22. It is the 44 car, Daniel Anderson, good to see. Cromwell first, second, third, and of course the Christchurch car in the form of the 53 car of Ray Bourne will be in that 4th spot. 73, Sean Ashton would be, oh, yellow, we've got a yellow, we've got a yellow, 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 oh, here we go. 9, Nathan Estel's come to a stop. A complete stop. Something's collapsed, he must have hit the wall, I'd say, didn't quite see it here. Green is up, let's get ready to do it. Bit of a sprint to the end here, racing we go. Righto, Steve Duff Jr. wants to make sure he doesn't make the same mistake twice. Look at that. Nice wee pass on the 16 car of Matt Anderson. That puts him back into third spot now. So our leader is going to be the 44 car of Daniel Anderson. And he's only got a couple of laps to get through now. 3 to go. 44 Daniel Anderson lines it up down the back straight. He's opened up about 10 car lengths over the 15 car of Steve Duff Jr. now. About the same distance back. Looks like it's the 16 car of Matt Anderson. Might be struggling a wee bit with the setup now. 53 Rayborn's poking around behind him now. Matt Anderson's gone too wide. He's lost his third spot to the 53 car of Rayborn. So it's now a bit of a change up the top. 44 Daniel Anderson leads the 15 of Steve Duff Jr. Then it's 53 Rayborn. And behind Bourne we'll see the 16 of Matt Anderson. Look at this lineup for those next spots. Sean Ashton. It is Kyle Shearing and it looks like Matt Honeywell is the one. Checkered flag will drop. There it is. She's all done and dusted. That was lap number 25, folks. 44 Daniel Anderson. He will win the South Island Sprint Car Championships for the 2016-2017 season. In second spot, 15 Steve Duff Jr. in third to 53 of Ray Bourne. Then we go back behind him to the 16 car of Matt Anderson in fourth. Fifth was the 73 of Sean Ashton. Sixth was the 64 of Matt Honeywell. Seventh was the 4 of Kyle Shearing. Eighth was 92 Caleb Brooks. Ninth was the 27 car of Daniel McKinnell. And rounding out the top 10, 46 car of Paddy North. Only 13 finished after 18 started. 44 Daniel Anderson. Is he going to give us a couple of donuts? Let's find out very shortly. But he did do a fastest lap of 14.21 back in second spot. Steve Duff Jr. a 14.19. Interesting to note, Steve Duff, he did it on his last lap. There we go. In third spot, 53 Rayborn with a 14.54 fastest lap. In fourth spot, 16 Matt Anderson with a 14.19. So, and of course, that made still was the fastest lap of the race. And rounding out the top 5, the 73 car of Sean Ashton. Okay, folks, here we go with the third place getter overall for the South Island Sprint Car Championships was this man here for the 2016-2017 season. It is the 95 of Rayborn. Ray, mate, fantastic run from you. Looked like you're a bit out of it there for mid part of the race, but obviously sort of a couple of cards played into your hands.
Yeah, we had a couple of lucky breaks. We weren't on the money in the feature tonight. We were good last night, but track was a lot slicker and we chucked a hard tyre on and it just didn't heat up really. So, but no, happy enough. Third's better than nothing, isn't it? It's good.
Well, everybody else that was ahead of you sort of fell off the track and parked it in the infield, so obviously that sort of played well into your hands, and I suppose the patience game paid off for you.
Yeah, you got to be in it. The last lap counts, hey? So you got to be in at the end. So no, it was good. It was good.
Okay, so obviously some good people that have been around you to help you to get across the start-finish line in third spot. Who looks after you?
Yeah, mate, got good crew. Lucky, Graham, Andrew, and obviously the support of my family and my wife. Couldn't do it without them, and they support me when I'm away racing every weekend as to do, so it's good.
It's the first time I've heard you thank your wife. That's fantastic, Ray. Well done.
Yeah, it's late in the year, mate. I'm in the dog box a bit. So.
Well, there you go. Okay, so any that's it for you for the season? All time to park up and get the car stripped down ready for a rebuild?
Yeah, I'm done. My boy's gonna give him his car back next week. There's a meeting at Ellesmere, so he's going to run it there, but it's my last run for the year, so we'll go back and regroup and go again next year.
Happy with the car?
Yeah, no, good weekend. Bit of fun. New car, new setups, and I've learned a lot, so it's good.
How far away before you get another Triple X? Jason Scott told me to ask you that.
Yeah, I bet he did. It's been over every frigging race, mate. But no, and hard luck to Jace tonight. And I want to say a big congratulations to Daniel. He drove really well, and he thoroughly deserved the win. And of course, hard luck to Jamie because he's been the man to beat all year. And unfortunately, had a bit of an engine problem tonight, but them's a break. So
it is what it is, mate, isn't it? Well, hey, congratulations on third spot, Rayborn.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Jace. Cheers.
Okay, so this fella here, he's been getting third for most of the last part of the last couple of weeks, but one spot better tonight, mate. Nothing to be sneezed at. Second place for the South Island Sprint Car Championships. You'll be stoked with that.
Very stoked. I have to thank my whole crew for getting stuck into the car and getting it sorted. We had a bit of a hiccup on the second heat, but on the third one we seemed to get it sorted, and for the feature, the car was just awesome. And a bit of a scary moment there with the 88 car of Jason Scott. It looked like your race could have been over then, but backed it into the wall. So probably the biggest saviour for you was it was backed and not front in. Yeah, no, very lucky I was side on when I hit him. I'm going to hit Jason up later for a beer. I think he owes me one after that. Well, it definitely does. So happy with the car and the way it's performed all weekend? Oh, it's awesome. We've nailed the setups pretty much now, and my confidence is growing with the car, so I'm very happy with it all. And I see you really did push it hard. I mean, you're up on those high lines. You might have nudged the wall a couple of times, and but that's what you got to be at the competitive end of a sprint car race, isn't it? Yeah, you got to hit the high line if it's zero, no matter how close to the wall you get. But yeah, got a wee bit dodgy sometimes, but it was all worth it.
Absolutely. Well, it's the second spot, mate, so your name goes in the record books. But, of course, you got some good sponsors too, mate. Who does look after you?
Yeah, Concart, Straight Shipping, Fast Times Racing, Hilty, Total Lubricants and Go Fast Energy.
Now, of course, this is not the end of the season for you. Apparently there's a six-shooter race about to happen very shortly for you at Ashburton.
Yeah, I've got the six-shooter nationals there, and I think I've got the Selwyn Championship at Ellesmere coming up too.
Okay, so a wee bit more racing for you before you hang the helmet up for the season.
Yeah, just a couple more.
Okay, well, hey, congratulations on that second spot, man. Well done.
Cheers, Jess.
Alrighty then, folks, it is the 2016-2017 South Island Sprint Car Championships, and I'm starting to think, Daniel Anderson, that every time we're involved in a meeting that you're involved with, we seem to be talking to you on a microphone, so clearly you must be doing something right, and we must be doing something right for you as well. First spot, South Island Championships, with a good feel like this, mate, you must be happy.
Very happy, bloody stoked. So I can't say I'm ever lost for words, but today I think I could be.
Absolutely, but I mean, of course, you haven't really done a lot of racing in the last part of the season, but obviously you're just itching to get into the car and deliver a good result.
Yeah, I've had a few tough days at work, and obviously work's been flipping crazy back in Te Anau. Yeah, it's been a hard task to actually get to any meeting at the moment, so it was good to roll up here today. We had our eyes set on this one. Obviously Scotty's won it for the last 6 years, and it was good to knock him off his pedestal tonight.
Absolutely, and the commentator was saying earlier on in the race that to watch you on the outside line, especially up between turn 1 and 2, that's where you made your pass, that's the one that counted, and that's the one that got you the win.
Yeah, old Doug and Tony, obviously we all had a really good crack at the car tonight to make sure it was right. We didn't do too much to it, little changes, and the car felt really good. We put it anywhere and it just wanted to stick there, so it was good.
Okay, so is that you for the season now, or is there maybe something happening overseas?
Well, there is a race up in Christchurch, I believe, next weekend. Must be the New Zealand Tidal Black Track coming up, so that'll be an interesting one to chew over this week. So, and then I have to make some big decisions, but we are looking for a barista and a manager, and so yeah, so I've got to get a few things tidied up at work before I can even think about going overseas.
So where do they need to apply?
Yeah, at the ranch, Bar and Grill.
Absolutely, and of course without those guys obviously you wouldn't be here tonight, and I see your major sponsors here as well, Fairview, Queenstown, so obviously they're pretty big in the department of looking after you as well.
Absolutely, big thanks to Colin and Shah, obviously getting in behind us. It's been bloody good effort. Obviously without those guys it makes it a real tough effort. Obviously we got the ranch and Tony Brand Building as well. There's some minor sponsors that do a few drums of fuel for us, and big thanks to them as well.
It all counts at the end of the day, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Hey, well, Daniel, congratulations, you're now 1 SI. Maybe you can't change the number on the tail tank, but we all know who you are now, eh?
No shit.
Well done, bud.
Hey, cheers. Thanks very much.